So Mark and Martha, how have you seen Peyote Bird evolve?
Well, considering it started with one person, myself, and today there is worldwide about 90, yeah. So it's evolved from 1 to 90, so we've had a lot of transitions over the years. I think the first big transition was meeting Martha. At the time I met Martha, I had one employee, and at that point we started to come up with some new ideas. I think the big thing that really happened was I met a girl that was working at the Squash Blossom in Vail, and she said, "I want to go on the road for you." And I said, "All right, but I can't pay you much." And she said, "That's fine." So we put her in the car with some jewelry, and she went out to California and landed the Nordstrom account. And then from there, she got us into Ralph Lauren, and we did Ralph Lauren for about 7, 8 years. And we were Ralph Lauren's vintage jeweler of choice, and we finally ran out of vintage jewelry. There wasn't enough for his stores, so we moved on from there. The progression from there was we moved to Santa Fe, and Martha came down and broke ground there. And what happened next?
Well, for me, when we first met, we were on the road all the time. You know, we were kind of Indian traders in the classic sense. And we would actually get in the van and drive all over and knock on people's doors and carry our wares in little black cases and, you know, come and go from various cool cities in the Southwest. We were so lucky to be able to travel to Sedona and Scottsdale, Tucson, LA, San Diego, Jackson Hole, you know, really great cities. But basically what happened right about the time I met Mark was he went from being specifically an Indian trader to bringing in other artists. We call them Anglo artists for the most part, and we branched out to working with other, not just the Native Americans, but the Anglo artists of the Southwest, and that was a huge transition. And I think the biggest transition that we made was when we started getting into the manufacturing business ourselves, and we opened a bead studio here in town, and we hired some designers, and we started making our own watches. We pretty much invented the beaded watch, that's now a worldwide phenomenon. And so we, that was pretty much.
You do some of the design yourself, don't you?
Initially, in the beginning, I started stringing what we call the treasure necklaces with the charms and the beads, and then I hired some stringers to help me with that production, and then they're the ones that started bringing in the watches, and we started doing treasure ropes and bracelets and all kinds of different things. And now, we've transitioned into, actually we have a fashion design business, and we work with some of the larger vendors right now in the U.S. And so we've just grown it. It's grown organically.
So, but I want to say that our roots are in Santa Fe. We've continued to be based here. We continue to always come back to the culture of the Southwest, the Native Americans. We still have in the Peyote Bird headquarters at least 15 to 20 Native Americans working for us, designing for us. It's a very significant part of our company. And now what we do is we still have our core business, Crosby's and stores in Aspen and Vail and Jackson Hole. But we also have gone to larger models. We work with some really large people as well, Sundance and Coldwater Creek and Avon and Sopata and people like that. So it's a great mix, and that's sort of the migration, Vicki.
Yeah, that's very exciting.